Renegade Immortal Episode 129. In the previous episode, Wang Lin learned the bitter truth behind 13 and Hu Pao's disappearance. Consumed by fury yet driven by loyalty, he struck down Sima Yan and set off alone to rescue 13. With every step toward the demon general's palace, he refused to turn back, shattering the 6 massive gates guarded by tens of thousands of demon soldiers. Even when surrounded, he did not falter, calling upon the Underworld Finger, a killing art touching the realm of celestial power. Wang Lin tore open the battlefield itself. The skies darkened, the earth trembled, and an unstoppable force surged forward as he faced commanders and cultivators who stood in his way. At the end of the previous episode, that overwhelming strike collided head-on with a terrifying 10 collapse fist, shaking the ground for miles. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. Wang Lin immediately felt an unimaginable force coming at him. A series of cracking sounds came from his pinky finger, the one that carried the Underworld Finger, and that same terrifying force spread through his entire body. His feet scraped across the ground, leaving deep skid marks as the impact pushed him back. He was forced backward nearly 30 feet before he managed to stabilize himself and stop. The air itself seemed to tremble. As the shockwave expanded outward, all the demon soldiers who had been killed earlier by the Underworld Finger disintegrated into dust. The destruction didn't end there. Every building within a radius of 5 kilometers collapsed into ruins. The falling structures and broken corpses created a massive air blast that swept through the battlefield, erasing nearly everything in its path. Only those with cultivation equal to or above the soul transformation level managed to survive the devastating shockwave. At that same moment, the slaughter energy that had been formed by Wang Lin's celestial slaughter art began to converge once more. It streamed toward him from every fragment of flesh scattered across the battlefield, gathering around his body. From within the cloud of dust, a low, rumbling voice echoed out, filled with both awe and menace. "What a powerful spell," the voice said. When the dust settled, the enormous figure of the demon general appeared. His body trembled slightly as he steadied himself, even he had been forced back by that single strike. The demonic spiritual energy inside his body churned violently as he fought to suppress the recoil. His gaze turned sharp, and his eyes glowed with electric light as he took a heavy step forward. In a single motion, he crossed 30 feet and slammed his palm against the ground. A deep roar erupted, and demonic energy surged outward like a raging tide. The air trembled, and in an instant, the area within 5 kilometers transformed into a vast, storming ocean. The general's booming voice echoed over the roar of the waves. "Withstand my 100-wave demon sea, then you are qualified to talk to me." Wang Lin's expression darkened as he immediately sensed the terrifying change in the surrounding energy. Normally, demonic spiritual energy was formless and invisible, but under the demon general's control, it condensed into a true sea, waves of black and crimson light rising and falling with destructive power. Each surge of the ocean carried immense might. Compared to the 10 collapses technique Wang Lin had faced before, this 100-wave demon sea was far more terrifying. The willpower and intent hidden within it were even stronger than the fist intent contained in the 10th collapse punch. As the massive waves rose, crashing and roaring toward him, Wang Lin's mind suddenly flashed with insight. He remembered an ancient rumor from his time on planet Suzaku, that a supreme cultivator had once used a mysterious spell to transform the sea into mist, creating what would later become known as the Sea of Devils. Back then, he had dismissed the story as mere legend, but now, as he watched the demon general literally turn spiritual energy into a real ocean, Wang Lin finally understood that the rumor might have been true. The ocean of demonic energy swelled higher and higher. The waves rose until they formed 30 towering layers, each one crashing down in sequence as they chased after Wang Lin. He continued to retreat, his expression calm but his thoughts racing. He wasn't running away, he was buying time to think, to analyze the flow of the spell and find a way to break it. He waved his hands quickly, forming restriction after restriction in the air. Layers of defensive barriers appeared before him, glowing faintly with light. But as soon as the waves reached them, the barriers shattered like thin paper. dissolving into specks of black mist. The endless waves were merciless. The sound of their impact roared like thunder. Wang Lin's eyes shone with determination as he quickly reached into Yao Shishui's storage bag and pulled out a handful of blood jades. But before he could crush them, something suddenly stirred in his mind. A golden symbol, the same one he had absorbed from the second celestial statue, flashed in his consciousness. The glowing rune appeared vividly in his mind's eye, as though it had been waiting for this exact moment. He hesitated for a moment, but the situation gave him no time to think. Ignoring the symbol, Wang Lin crushed the blood jades in his hand. Waves of crimson light exploded outward, covering his entire body in a protective layer of blood-colored energy. The 30 monstrous waves crashed down. The impact was deafening, a chaotic mixture of thunder, roar, and explosion. The blood-colored barrier resisted for only a few short seconds before collapsing completely. And the demonic sea surged forward once again. At that instant, the golden symbol inside Wang Lin's mind flared brilliantly. Its light became sharper, deeper, and filled with profound meaning. Wang Lin frowned. At his current level of cultivation, his mind and body were fully tempered by celestial energy. Nothing should be able to intrude into his consciousness during battle. Yet this symbol was not only flashing uncontrollably, it was interfering with his thoughts and even disturbing the flow of celestial energy in his meridians. Wind does not come from an empty cave, he thought. If this symbol appeared, it must be for a reason. He made a decision. Taking a deep breath, he opened his mind to it. His hand formed a restriction, and gray spiritual mist gathered before him. Then, using his right finger, he traced a stroke through the mist. The gray mist twisted and formed into a mysterious symbol. The moment he finished drawing it, Wang Lin felt clarity return to his mind, as if the chaos and confusion had been washed away. A surge of power welled up inside him, begging to be released. The demon general's eyes narrowed. From his perspective, the symbol looked weak, almost harmless. But the fact that Wang Lin would use such a strange technique at this critical moment meant it couldn't be ordinary. Wang Lin's finger moved again, another stroke. A second line formed over the first, creating a two-stroke symbol that glowed faintly. The demon general's expression grew serious. When the second symbol appeared, an invisible pressure filled the air. For a brief moment, he felt as if the heavens themselves were watching him. Then came the third stroke. As the third line was drawn, the golden symbol inside Wang Lin's mind melted into radiant energy and fused completely with the three-stroke symbol before him. A pulse of power erupted. The air trembled. The demon general's heart tightened as he sensed a force that made even him feel uneasy. Without hesitation, he roared and sent more power into his spell. The 30 waves doubled. Now there were 60 massive waves, each one several stories tall, rolling toward Wang Lin with unstoppable momentum. The glowing symbol collided with the first 30 waves. Explosions thundered across the battlefield as the waves disintegrated, turning into mist, but the golden symbol dimmed, losing much of its brightness. It continued forward, meeting the next 30 waves, and once again, both forces canceled each other out. For a moment, it seemed the power had ended. But suddenly, from the place where the golden symbol vanished, 3 strands of gray gas burst out. They cut through the remnants of the demon sea like 3 arrows and shot straight toward the demon general. His pupils contracted. "Armor, activate," he shouted. Instantly, a curtain of dense demonic energy appeared 7 feet in front of him. The 3 gray strands slammed into it, shaking violently before bouncing off, now dimmer but still intact. The demon general laughed loudly. Impressed. What a powerful symbol spell. Wang Lin, I truly underestimated you. It seems there's much more hidden in that technique. Come, show me everything you've got, and let's have a true battle. Wang Lin's gaze was cold. Where is 13? He demanded. We'll talk after we fight, the general replied with a booming laugh, his eyes burning with excitement. Wang Lin took a few steps back, his tone icy. Once I use my final ace, you will die for sure. Oh, the general sneered. Then show me. If you can really kill me, I'll die without regret. With a thought, he conjured 40 new waves, which merged with the remaining energy to form a wall of destruction rushing toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin didn't confront it head-on. Instead, he soared hundreds of feet into the air, hovering high above, his sharp gaze locked onto the demon general below. The general recalled his waves, commanding them to circle around his body. 40 gigantic water dragons of demonic energy coiled around him. The sight was terrifying. He looked like the god of the demonic sea itself. Wang Lin hovered in the sky, eyes closed in concentration. He understood now. The demon general was far stronger than he had expected. The 10 collapse punch was merely one of his abilities. The 100-wave demon sea was his true killing technique. And there might be even more hidden beneath that. Although their cultivations were both at the late stage of soul transformation. The demon general's mastery of spells far surpassed his own. Even if Wang Lin used all his treasures, he wasn't certain of victory. This was the first time in centuries that Wang Lin faced someone at his own level and felt true pressure, the kind of danger that told him a single mistake could mean death. He reminded himself, his mission wasn't to win this fight, it was to rescue 13. If he suffered serious injuries here, that mission would fail. Therefore, instead of fighting recklessly, he chose cunning. Closing his eyes again, Wang Lin recalled something, a memory from the celestial realm. Back then, he had spent days meditating beneath a colossal handprint left by a mysterious being. He had once used a mere imitation of that palm against Red Butterfly. But it was only the shape, without the true power behind it. Now, he intended to draw upon the essence of that divine mark. In his mind, the ancient handprint took form once more. His thoughts and aura shifted, his entire presence changed. When his eyes opened, they carried an unfathomable depth, like someone who stood above heaven and earth. From his elevated position, he looked down at the world below. The demon general, who moments ago seemed mighty and unstoppable, now appeared as small as an ant beneath his gaze. The demon general trembled, his heart pounded violently, and cold sweat appeared on his brow. "This gaze," he whispered. "This is the gaze of the ancient demon in the temple. Not even the demon emperor possesses such eyes." His spiritual sea wavered, and the waves surrounding him spun out of control. High above, Wang Lin extended his right hand. His voice was calm, yet filled with terrifying dominance. He pressed his palm downward. The sky darkened instantly, the winds howled, and the heavens themselves seemed to bend under the pressure. Countless mysterious forces gathered beneath Wang Lin, coalescing into an enormous, glowing palm print that filled the horizon. Then, Wang Lin pressed down his palm. In this episode, we saw Wang Lin facing the terrifying demon general in a battle that shook the heavens and the earth. The demon general unleashed his ultimate technique, the 100-wave demon sea, turning pure demonic energy into a raging ocean that swallowed everything in its path. Wang Lin fought desperately to resist, using blood jades, restrictions, and finally awakening a mysterious golden symbol within his mind. That symbol merged into a powerful seal, capable of tearing through the demon general's waves. Realizing the difference in their strength, Wang Lin relied on wisdom instead of brute force. Drawing on his past enlightenment from the celestial realm, he summoned the ancient handprint, a power so great that even the demon general trembled before it. As the sky darkened and the heavens seemed to bend, Wang Lin pressed down his palm to deliver a strike that could destroy everything. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Renegade Immortal. If you enjoyed this episode or found it exciting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get updates on Wang Lin's continuing journey. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.